Alrighty. Oh dear. Well, good evening. Hey Cinder, how you doing? Hey Skits! Good to see you too. Well, see you texting anyway. How are we doing this evening? It is cold here, people. I was wearing the beanie because I have a shiny forehead, but now I'm wearing the beanie because it's less than 10 degrees here. It's around about 9 out in this room at the moment, which I love. I love cold weather. So yeah. Have I updated Twitch title? I thought I had. Hey, Mr. Fish has returned. Cinder, if you could check my Twitch title. I thought I'd updated it. And it appears to be Hobby Chat number 6 now for the painting. So I hope so. And yeah, like I said, it's 9 degrees here. It's fantastic. But still, I'm going to need this tonight. It's definitely, yeah. It's a hardcore coffee time tonight. Now, I also have a little challenge for the evening for myself. Ooh, that went very dark. I've got to remember that I have my Captain America mug for my coffee milk, which is very important. But next to my Captain America mug, I have my Citadel paint water cup. So, this could be disastrous, basically. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's probably going to be mix-up. It's happened nearly every time. I just hope we can avoid it. But anyway, tonight we are we are painting, and now I've reset my camera setup. Whoop! I have to fix that. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Okay. Maybe bad times. If it's bad, at least hopefully it'll be amusingly bad. I'm just going to move my cup of water a little further over. Okay, so anyway, tonight we are painting. Now, like I said, I've adjusted my camera setup to bring it all down closer so that I can, when I hold it up, hopefully you can see more detail. The cutting mat. I don't have the cutting mat tonight because I'm painting, and I try not to get paint on my cutting mat. I'm going to try and do that for as long as possible to keep it paint free. Now, so we've got two different color schemes here tonight. We've got going to have the silver one as usual, and I'm going to start by basing that. But I'm also going to paint the lobster. The lobster is going to be I'll use a big brush. No, they haven't been primed. I do that live. There's no priming. What are you talking about, Skits? I don't have time for prime. And besides, this is base. This is lead belcher base. And it's very easy. See? Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. No priming for you. Oh, I'm sorry, Skits. You're going to hate this, mate. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of sorry. No one else is sorry. I'm sorry, mate. How you doing, Mr. Fish, by the way? She's resonating with rage. Rage resonation. I'm very sorry. But how goes Mr. Fish? How goes the Cinder? Mr. Fish is well working. That's good. Yay, money. It helps us afford hobbies. And Cinder is good too. Ah, Va! Hey, Va, how you doing? Hopefully you are going well. Now here's my big challenge. Actually, one of the biggest challenges I'm going to have tonight with some of this basing is that the stabby hole, the plug-in hole at the bottom, is very, very loose, and I can't actually get a good the plugs, the flight stands don't plug in properly, and it's really, really frustrating because I can't you use that as a holding stand. The blue tack only holds for so long, unfortunately, and then it all falls out. I've tried that. I experimented with that a little bit before I jumped on tonight. Ow. Jumped on tonight. I've already been stabbed. The orc's already fighting back. But as for this one here, I am going to have to... You notice I've got some brighter colours up the top here. I think I'm going to be painting the lobster up in oranges. Which should be hilarious. Green stuff? I don't actually have any green stuff, Mr. Fish. That would work. That would cement them in quite nicely, I'm sure. But... green stuff is the good stuff. And Mother Nature is beating up on Var. I assume that Var is unwell. Because Mother Nature generally doesn't pull its punches. Her punches. As for me, I'm going quite well. Work is going very well. Working from home is going very, very well. Enjoying that. I ran a D&D session online on Saturday. A good chunk of Saturday. That went surprisingly well. That didn't go too bad. No one died. Okay, none of the player party died. Although they kept flirting with death, I must admit. But otherwise it went fairly well. There is a lot of model here to base. That's a lot. These are great. I love these things. I love the quality of these minis. They're just really good. I've also been thinking about when it comes to the Titans. When I do get around to doing the Titans, I don't know if I'll be able to paint one in 2 hours or even base one. Well, I'll be able to base one. Okay, that's dramatic. But I just don't know how much, if anything, I'll be able to get done that's reasonable to show off in 2 hours. So some of those Titans may be multi-session paint jobs. Because I'm sure as much as Skits wants to watch me rush a Titan... Yeah, it can be a trick. And surviving D&D games can be quite the trick. So I should read out what I'm looking at, shouldn't I? Because otherwise I just stare at the screen, make a face, and then talk about a completely unrelated topic. I was watching a streamer do that, and it was bugging me like mad. So I should make sure that I don't also do that. Okay. Wow. All right. Everyone's yelling. Did anyone see the camera just flicker then? Ooh. Maybe that's just a lighting thing. Alright. Anyway, so I'll do my best not to do what irritates me when I watch other ones. And okay, everyone will yell at me about don't rush the painting. Okay, no rush painting. Got it. I've rushed this base job. Mind you, does anyone else find trying to paint and do a quick job or a tidy job in really cold weather frustrating? You know, frustrating. Because you got it done and you're used to paint, like particularly in Queensland, particularly in Australia, and especially in Queensland. Even if it's humid, it's still kind of hot and the paint dries relatively quickly. The amount of times I've turned around to work on something these last couple of days and it is not anywhere near dry, it is boggling. Alright, look at that. One big silver, a slight bit of silver on my fingers. There we go. So that's a shiny bomber. I like it when it's hot and it's dry. If you're in the right mood, you're in for speed painting, you can just get it done and get it done fast. It's great. Now, I have to ask a silly question now. I'm getting a lot of funky noise from the. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to hit that. From the cables from my headphones going over the zipper. I'm hoping that isn't making a resonant noise or anything into the microphone. It's sort of. I don't want to have strange background sounds we have to deal with. That'd be a bit poor. Okay. Well, I'll get a little colder. I'll freeze a little bit. I'll unzip the jacket just so I don't irritate everyone. Now that's my coffee. That's the water. Okay, that's good. Okay, not a bit of impact. Well, please do let me know if something's going on, because I'm not super professional, but I at least like to try to do my best. So if something sucks, apart from my painting style skits or the fact that I rush my models and don't look at instructions, yeah, let me know. Yes, I couldn't paint because weather was so hot. Couldn't even put one stroke to the model. That's rough, Mr. Fish. That is hot. If it's drying on the brush, that's rough times. Okay. Okay, speaking of rough times. Now, is this a base? No, it's a layer. That's going to suck. Alright, so I'll base it in a dark red. I'm going to go corn red for a base. And then I'll follow up with some orange layers. Sounds great, right? Sounds fine. I might just like a lobster. Exactly. So we've called this one the lobster. Skits and var. This one was named the lobster last session. So I can't quite remember why we called it a lobster, but we went with that, and we like it. And the best thing, lobster. Here's my favorite thing about this. Look at this. It's got tank tracks for landing gear, okay? And it's got gun ports out the side like a naval vessel. Was saying last session that this thing looks like they built a tank and then someone thought, you know what, put wings on it. That's right, the sky lobster. Thank you, Mr. Fish. The sky lobster. Yeah, that is definitely flickering every now and then. You do your best. You try to, present a semi-professional sort of thing, and then technology fights you. Oh well. Let's see how we go. That's a beautiful red. I really like this red. It's nice, dark, and heavy. I also love base paints because they go straight on and it looks so good. And I don't have to spend a whole, session priming something. Ooh. Had a thought. I could do a split. I could do half red, half yellow. And then do my orange across the two. That could be interesting. Although it's a little coordinated for orcs. Not sure if they'd be that into the color coordination. What do you think, people? All red or a split down the middle? There's nothing here to actually have a vote. Not that I've got the vote thing figured out yet, but messy split. Ugh. Don't know if my brain could handle that. They ran out of red paint. All right. Like an organic fractal pattern almost, running up the middle. I could probably do it. It would be half fast. It'd make good turns. All right. That seems to be... Yeah, it turns left. Always. Always, forever left. So, if that's the community vote, I'll go with... Oh, that's way too watery. Ugh. I hate that. I hate it when that happens. That just looks weak. I hate when the base gets too watery. Actually, I like the idea that all the boys on board have to run and stand on one side if they need to do a sharp turn in the other direction. Okay, so it's Skits' message split. Cinder Pidgey's got the official ooh, which I'm gonna take as a yes. All right. So I think we'll be going with that then. These are great vessels. I'm loving this thing. It's just great minis. They look so good. They're highly satisfying to paint too. Satisfying to build, satisfying to paint. Hopefully, the Titans will be the same. Alright, well that's a half. The lobster's gonna look ugly. It's gonna look ridiculous. I'll do what I can with it though. Gonna love it. Gonna love it. And I'll let that dry a bit. Hopefully, it'll dry a tad. Shading 60 Marauders. Okay. That's a lot of Marauders. It will look interesting. Thank you, Cinder. That's not necessarily good. Interesting is not always good, though. So, oh well. Oh, there we go. More caffeine. Let's go, 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 go. I love those hell brutes. They were intentionally horrendous, though. Okay. Well, let's chuck some yellow on this one, and then that should be dry enough to go across. Yeah, if you're wondering about the hell brutes, if you go down below to my Instagram page. Instagram? Yeah, it is Instagram. Yeah, it is. You look through there, you should find some horrendously multicolored dreadnoughts, chaos dreadnoughts, hell brutes as they're called, and they were a lot of fun to do. Oh, I'm Uncle Murray. Thank you very much, Cinder. I'll take that. The hell brutes I put together in the Instagram page I got in there. They were intended to upset people, and they did their job. I had a lot of fun doing that, actually. I've actually dug all those old Slanishi models out again. I'm thinking about doing some more. But at the moment I'm working on my Imperial Guard as well. Thanks for that, Skits. Yes. Yes. Hobby Uncle is the best. I'm very happy with Hobby Uncle. Makes me sound jolly or, benevolent, or at least nice and kind. Which is not always true, considering how irritated I was constantly at the college when you guys knew me from there. But anyway, we'll just roll along with that. Alrighty. I was always nice to you, Cinder. I had to be. Okay. Now, for the rest of this, see the plating on the wings is obvious, yeah? That's the obvious bit. That's a no-brainer. Now I'm wondering for the rest of him, because it's such a big model. I don't want to waste the opportunity to do something cool with the yellow. But I also I don't want to overstate it, because I do want to keep it nice and... Well, the silver is meant to be a bit of a signature part of it. Now, it's not a common coloration, particularly for orcs, and I haven't seen a lot of it done in pictures, Aeronautica pictures. So, while it's something unique, I'm enjoying that, but I also want to make sure that the rest of the model looks particularly good. Oh, if you remember from those of you with us last time I did painting on this stream, is my head still in the shot when I lean forwards? If I'm talking and you can't see me, it's not much point. How's that? Hopefully that works. Last time I was on stream, doing a painting, I smashed me brush. I ruined my very favourite detail brush. Well, good news. Well, actually, bad news. That brush was completely unredeemable. This is it now. It's kind of just now this is now my scrappy splatter brush. But I went shopping to go get some new ones. I went up to my local hobby store, and brushes are like almost as expensive as miniatures to buy now. So, stuff that. I just couldn't justify, $45 on them on a bunch of brushes. So I went to Riot Arts and Crafts. It's like a chain arts and crafts store for the really common level hobby stuff or common level art supplies. And they've got these amazing little brushes that aren't probably going to last very long, but they certainly do the job, and they're cheaper than what GW's extortion. So yeah, I picked up some new brushes, and they seem to be doing the job quite nicely thus far. Oh, ha! I just started painting the wrong spot, and I thought I'd stuffed it, but it turns out there was a little thing there that could be painted in the color scheme, and that's a happy little accident. That's right up there. I just did a little Bob Ross, which was a very happy accident. No, I'm not saying I'm anywhere near as good a painter as Bob Ross. The man's a legend. I am not attempting to claim that title. But I thought that was pretty cool. Aside from Var, who's battling with Mother Nature, and I've just figured out what you meant by that, so good luck. How's everyone else's hobby going? How is the knitting of the ducks? And how's all the other painting and stuff, everybody? I'm not insensitive at all. I'm just stupid. You're knitting socks. Well, that's probably... Wait, it doesn't get cold where you live. Not properly, anyway. But alright, knitting socks. Socks are good. How about you, Mr. Fish? Oh, actually, yeah, of course. Sorry, you were just saying before that it's so hot that you can't paint anything. Ew. Yeah, it is. It would be kind of warm over in the US at the moment. We're usually freezing when you're melting, I believe. Yeah, tidy up that horrible mess up, Skits. It's just... Oh, sorry. Sorry, Var. I get lost easily. Um, my geography is about as good as, Skits's travel sense. So, not great. Alrighty. I think I'm doing the stripe up the back as well. In yellow. Nothing. Nothing, Skits. I don't imply, I accuse. Okay, that's a bit of interesting family knowledge there, Var. Alrighty. Okay, a little bit of a stripe there. Do you reckon that's too much? Or is that enough yellow for it to stand? Oh, look at that. I made a anyway, it doesn't matter. Ignoring that little splotch, I reckon that's enough yellow. He kind of came back to Sweden for a visit and actually knocked her. And then he stayed. Okay. Yellow looks nice. Good. I'm thinking about doing a yellow up the middle. Maybe across the nose. I'm not certain. Yes. Yes for up the nose? Alright. I'll wait for delay just to make sure. Alright. Yellow nose. Yellow nose it is. Tell you what, asking a group of people online how you should paint something is very interesting. Probably won't be doing this for some of the other models I do. I mean, orcs, it almost doesn't matter. You can make anything work with orcs. And if it looks slapdash, well, no kidding, the orcs made it. Don't know how my control freak nature's going to go if I start asking people how to paint Titans, but we'll see. I'm going to paint his fangs yellow as well, because that's cool. Were aircraft normally referred to in the feminine or the masculine? I know ships are always ladies. What about aircraft? Oh, here we go. There's a fight starting in chat. Brilliant. Knife fight. I knew he was going to say knife fight. I knew Mr. Fish was going to say knife fight. And then we got a yay from Cinder, of course. Actually, knowing Cinder, yeah, she'll bring the knives. I think I will be looking into, however, a vote feature, like on-the-fly vote feature for my chat box. Give my moderator something to actually do. Because at the moment, everyone's nice. Every vehicle is feminine. I don't know. Every vehicle. I think in my head it makes sense for ships, spaceships, airships, you know, naval vessels of any sort. Don't know about cars or tanks or trucks. Why does Mr. Fish have a hammer? I mean, cars or girls? All right. Yep, the vote's in. Fair enough. Sorry, I just had to hold my breath there for a second because that's what I do when I'm painting sometimes. That's kind of cool. So hammer with a smiley face. That looks like Harley Quinn's hammer. I will admit, I'm not a big fan of Harley Quinn. The movie version. In the animated series, Batman animated series, the best Batman, the only Batman I truly enjoy, my favorite of all Batmans. Yeah, I think she's like the best thing ever. Don't know about Harley in the movies. I mean, I like where they're going with her. I just wish they'd commit. We got the slightly crazy clown girl in Suicide Squad, but she was a bit more, I don't know, lucid. A bit too lucid in many ways. There we go. I do generally remember to resume breathing. Yes, this is true. We haven't. I don't think you've passed out yet on a Twitch stream, skits. So that's probably good for you. That's not looking too bad. Yeah, the animation techniques that they used in that were just gorgeous, just amazing. It still holds up now. Just the way they did that whole series. Everything about that Batman animated series was fantastic. And then the same people went and did the Superman animated series, and much to my absolute surprise, it's really good. They went and got Superman right. But then again, their animated stuff always gets it right, particularly the older stuff. Alrighty, so speaking of getting things right, I think that looks okay. I'm tempted to do something else up the front, but I'm thinking that's looking pretty snaz. Pretty snazzy. Snazzy. I could just do random panels. Oh, hang on, look at that. There's a bolt-on bit. There's a bolt-on panel there. I am going to do that yellow as well. I don't know why I'm suddenly inspired to do that, but I am. And therefore I shall. Now, I actually practiced in front of the camera this week, trying to see if there's a way to paint accurately and show off your painting techniques to the camera at the same time. And with a camera of this angle, the answer is no. No, good grief, I'm close to the camera there. Yeah. Step back. Don't need to see what's up my actual nose. Yeah, the answer is no, not really. It looks pretty terrible. It either looks weird to paint or I can't paint. Like, see, if I was going to do it, oh gosh, that glare. I'd have to like do this and then look from a distance and go, oh gee, I hope I'm on target there. How'd I go? Ah, that wasn't bad. Well, that's a first. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep doing it. Top-down camera. Yeah, I'd have to get another rig setting to another tripod setup for a proper top-down, and I honestly don't have the spare cash because it comes down to yet another tripod, which is very hard to justify, or more minis, which are also hard to justify, but one has a bit more immediate satisfaction than the other. Oh, you got the camera on the camera arm right next to your face. Yeah. I just think that would send me nuts. This is working this is working so far for me. This style of camera work, so I'm kind of happy with it. Anyway, I think that's looking pretty nifty. I think I'm fairly happy with that. I think. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just to round it out, I might do the whole wing panels on the sides yellow. Just, maybe not all of it, but a good portion of it. The wing tips as big, solid yellow sections. Yeah, why not? Cannot think of a reason why not. Well, just before I came and did this, I was watching NCIS with my wife tonight. And we're really enjoying that show again, which is nice. We're into season 16 at the moment. There we go. And we're enjoying it. We're enjoying the way it's being written. Currently, we're having quite a bit of fun with the way They're writing Gibbs and they're writing McGee. The writers seem to be having a bit of more fun with their characters, and not just giving us cold, hard, everyone's sad drama all the time, which is really good. Even Vance is getting some jokes in, which is so good. He's a really funny guy, that actor. And it's not like Vance is cracking jokes, but the way they got Vance reacting to some things that's happening is very cool. How's everyone else going? What's their current favorite TV or at least streaming service that is in a serial format and not an actual movie? Are we all entertainment, or at least entertained of late? Entertainmented. Entertain. Are we entertained? Yes. Come along. Clone Wars. That's a good one. And Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. Okay, so far it's Animal Crossing and Clone Wars. Two very, very different things. Doo-doo-doo. That was close. I nearly had a good old mouthful of paint water just then. Let's not do that. No, I'm not doing it just for your entertainment, skits, even before you actually type that in. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. That's looking pretty beefy. Big and beefy. That's the way we like it. Beefy and big. No yellow on the bottom. I don't think I can be bothered. I should be bothered. There's a lot of cool detail down there. But I'm not. Okay, so the second half of the lobster. How are we doing for time anyway? I don't know, we're tracking pretty good. That's nice. Second half of the lobster, mate. Now we're going to go yellow. Going to go yellow on the other half of the lobster. And I do my absolutely best not to call it Larry. That's not dry yet. And like that, I just don't care. Let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. Or should I wait a bit? Okay, I'll give it a... I'll turn it upside down. I may give it a bit of time. I don't want it to blur. Alright, I'll give it a bit of time. I'll turn it upside down and give it a little bit more time. Let's not rush it for the sake of it. Let's try to have a plan. What do you reckon? Just for novelty's sake, we'll have a plan. Alrighty. We're gonna go... I'm gonna put some dark metal. But it's fun to rush skits. It's kind of fun. And if I make a really big screw up, at least people get to watch it and laugh at me. This is... Oh, not even Cinder wants me to rush. Okay. But that's not entertaining, he says. I love the size of these engines and the fact that they're just so exposed. That's huge. Huge. Alrighty. So did anyone else get to check out all the new release AdMech stuff? Adeptus Mechanicus minis that came out. That flippin' looks like it's a batwing bird hopper looking thing that the AdMech can use as a aerial assault vehicle or possibly even transport. It is truly the bizarrest looking vehicle. I love it. It's just weird. There's a bunch of us talking about it up at Irresistible Force, my local gaming store, and we've all agreed that it's like almost like the brief that was given. Yeah. Oh, I think you'll have some fun painting them. And those sulfur hounds. Oh, those they can be hounds and horses. You can create them in two different ways. It turns out. Anyway, we're all sitting around thinking that the design brief must have been along the lines of we want something that's both sinister and goofy. I mean, you can actually buy Batman. They look like Leonardo da Vinci's old drawings for a winged backpack thing. They are actual Batmen. It's insane. Oh, Fabius Bile. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. He creeps me out. Just creeps me out looking at him, which means it's obviously a very good design, and I actually think that's an incredible design. And I know it's a good design because it creeps me out. And he's meant to creep you out, right? He's meant to be the creepiest of the creeps. Oh, anyone I like. Ugh, like that, see? Yeah, he's hard looking. And that's the idea. It's meant he's meant to make you uncomfortable. And I think they've done a really good job at that. I'm not picking on someone from Viking land. That's how I lose. My ancestors came from there. But it doesn't mean I've got the. It doesn't mean I'm gonna win. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I actually listened to an excerpt of one of his books. I think it was either. Um, I actually go into detail about the ancestor thing, VAR, but I'm a little reluctant to go into too much personal detail live streaming. They're just my common sense alarms seem to be flaring up every time I go to tell that story, so I don't think I will. But suffice to say, it's that. Yeah. Anyway, we'll move along. Um, what was I saying? We're talking about. Oh, I'm doing a skit. So I just brain melted just then. Fabius Bile, yes. An excerpt from his one of his books. And I don't know if it's an official thing or someone's just done a voiceover or whatever. I don't know. But just the most creepiest sounding dude. Just disturbing stuff. Love it. It's obviously incredibly well done. That's like as a GM when I'm trying to freak out my players, I'll come up with stuff that creeps me out and see if it works on them. Some of them don't care enough because they can't visualize it. Skitch is completely impervious to any sorts of visualization stuff because she doesn't see things in her head like that. So she's immune to my bardic ways when it comes to slightly more horror storytelling stuff. But others are very susceptible to the creepy, and it's great. I've got a friend called Moose. That's not his real name, obviously, but we call him Moose, and he is super susceptible. I actually made him get up and walk away from a table once or twice. So he keeps coming back because he says I'm very good at what I do. I just creep him out. So I call that a success, but it's not something you do too often as a GM. Otherwise, you don't. Your players don't want to come back again if they're that uncomfortable. All right, that dark metal is looking fantastic. I'm loving that look. Look at those engines. It's like something out of. It's like something out of what is it? What is it? Star Wars? It's like a pod racer engine set. That's crazy awesome. Love that. That's great. I've got a very creepy. I've got a creepy voice. So I've got a whole slew of voices I use for different characters in my D&D games, and I've done a little bit of voiceover work. Only for students when I was at the college, and that was fun. I got one creepy voice which I'm not going to use because it's super effective, and um, it. I think it's the one Alice. Alice. I've got a friend. Her name is Alice, and she punched me every time I used it. So, on the off chance she actually watches one of my streams, she'll punch me when I see her next again. Okay. So, I think I'll do the internal sections in the dark metal as well. Yeah, that's actually working out. Okay, here's a really strange thing, and it's definitely a guy thing. But I have this rogue mustache hair that's sticking out the side, and I can only just see it every now and then, and it's so irritating. It keeps pointing out the side, and I can see it. I don't think anyone else can see it, but I can see it, and it's so annoying because you want to chase it round and try and get rid of it. You can't not see it, and it's in my peripheral vision, and it's doing it right now. It's bouncing around as I talk. Oh, but it's too late for me to go and do anything about it because I'm streaming live. I can't. I can't, Cinder. I'm not sure. I mean, I can see it. I'm just not entirely sure where it is. And if I make a mess, I'm going to bleed from the face again. And I prefer not to do that right now. This isn't bleed from the face weather anyway. It's wrong weather for it. That's going to look pretty wicked, I'm fairly certain. Now, I've been hearing a fair bit about collab videos where you can do all this hobby painting stuff with other people live. So it'd be me and other people. I might look into that. That could be a bit of fun. Um, it would be at least interesting. And I'm there's a weather for it. Yes, there is a weather for it. Stab in the face stuff. It's when it's not too cold. Everything hurts a bit more when it's cold. That would have been fun. What would have been fun? Oh, the collab thing. Is that what we're talking about? Is that you responding to me talking about the collaboration? Stream with others. Yes, there we go. I'm doing my best to deal with the lag thing. Sorry. No, that brush is too big for that part. All right. I wonder if on the other minis. Yeah, I was actually doing. Just had the checks on the other minis. Oh, you've done it. You've done it already, Skits. Oh, that's right. You did tell me about it. In fact, you're the one that told me about it. Oh, I'm a genius. I am. Love it. Ow. All right. We'll just get in there and do the gun. Ah. I wouldn't mind doing it. It sounds like it's to be kind of cool. It does mean you're then whim to everyone else's wandering conversations. I do attempt to keep my stream as PG as possible, just because I don't know, I'm just a little conscious of that. I have, well, my mum watches this sometimes, so you know, but that's all right. I just, just wouldn't maybe record that one. But hey, who knows? Still sounds like a lot of fun. Collab group thing. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to show you something, Skits, on this. And VAR, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I think the detail is just too tiny. But let's have a look. How close can I get? Okay, if you can see. Now, can you see the top of the vessel here? Particularly here. Under where I'm tapping, there's a tiny little grot sitting in the gunner's position. His head looks like, from the top, his head looks like a little triangle. That is a tiniest little orky boy. No, sorry, grot. There's a tiny little grot sitting right there. And there's another one, even smaller, sitting in the front gun. Oh, man, that focus is shocking. Yeah, he's right in the front there. Very hard to spot. That is going to be a pain to detail. Hello, Jenna. How you doing, darling? You alright? My friends are good this evening, huh? They are all chatty and saying relatively pleasant things to me. Apart from Skits, who keeps threatening me. Yeah, but I deserve it, so. Yes, Mr. Fisher's here as well. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, there's a couple of people here. Skits, almost everything you do towards me is a threat. And yes, oh, Cinder and Skits directly say hello to you.
Hello.
She said, and I don't know if you can hear her, but Joanna says hello back. There we go. Joe is looking forward to catching up with you on Friday night, Skits. So there you go. You can't back out now. It's just too late. Yeah, it's Friday night. Is it Friday night? Wait, it's Friday afternoon. Oh, something like that. Or Thursday. I don't know when it is. It's either Thursday or it's Friday. It's one of those afternoons. Okay, well that's some guns. Man, that looks good. I'm loving the contrast. I love the contrast. Oh, there's so many guns. There's even more guns. There's more guns underneath, and there's more bombs. It's just a constant parade of firepower. This thing. I love it. All right, I'll do a bit more on this one, and then I'll jump across to the other one. I don't think I'm going to get as much done as I want to in 2 hours tonight, but I'm trying. Now, much to my surprise, I haven't had much mess to go and double, or to double back and tidy up. Oh, I'm completely off camera. Sorry, everybody. My apologies for that. Confirmed Friday afternoon. Yes. She's going to pick me up from work and we're going to come back. Bombs! Bombs! Zoom, 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 boom! It's our zoomy boomy gun ship thing. Zoomy boomy gun ship. There we go. Technical term. I had a question to ask everyone and it's just left my brain. I'm trying to think of interesting things to talk about and my brain's just, nope, it's doing the... No, I've already talked about NCS, huh? Yeah. And I got no responses, so I don't think anyone cares, which is fair enough. No. Okay. Alright. Alright. That's the bombs painted up. I'm thinking about going. I'll probably go back later once I've got them all done and go back and tool up the bombs a bit more. But at the moment, that's a pretty effective three-color scheme. It's very heavy on the dark metal though. Heavier than I was expecting it to be quite honest. Sorry? Oh no, it looks heavier than the darker metal is heavier than I thought it was going to be, Jenna. That's all. But didn't know. I didn't know yet. I'm making pretty much making this up on the fly, much to everyone's irritation. It is a good color. Anyway, so oop, there we go. So Var, tell me, were you actually tempted by any of the new AdMech models? Are you gonna splash out and get any of the new shiny things? I get tempted by things like that all the time. I don't even collect that army, and I'm looking at that going, I think I might start. Bit of a sucker for that sort of thing. Also, all the new Aeronauticus model minis are up for pre-order as well, and that includes the Tau, and they are looking pretty sweet. So I'd say in about within the next 10 sessions of this, I might have some Tau to work on, assuming that disposable income and the bills all behave themselves. So it might be a lot longer than that. A whole AdMech army to paint. Ooh, that should be fun. That's the thing about professional painting. I keep hearing that everyone says the same thing. One of the best perks about professional painting is that you get to play with all the toys that you can't afford and wouldn't normally buy. And I keep leaning so damn close to that camera. I'm going to move this back. I think that's a bit better. Of course you're going to get Fabius Bile first, Vaughn. You're just talking about how much you love the dude. Of course you will. I would be surprised if you didn't. Okay. That is not looking too shabby. And now just the front gun. Again with the heavy metals, the dark metals I mean. Well, I'm glad I didn't overdo the yellow, because with the dark metal, so much dark metal, that's actually providing the difference in the color scheme for this one. That's going to make it stand out with the rest of the Armada. You know what I think? Fabius Bile, even if I don't like him, he stands out so much. He is such an excellent villain archetype. The body horror, villainous, kind of evil scientist, lunatic horror story. And he's such a good villain. And you need a good villain. The other great villains I think in 40k. Nope, off camera again. Sorry everyone. The other good villains in 40k lore. I mean, I don't like Horus as a villain. He's so generic. He's such a generic. I'm the villain Muppet. I just don't like Horus. Never liked him. Araman, I liked. I actually never really liked any of the Primarchs as villains because they're just whinges. They're great big sooks. I had all the ultimate power, but Daddy didn't like me, so I'm going to go evil now. Just didn't like any of them as villains. But the sub characters are something else. Yeah, exactly, Va. You know that a conversation with him would be fascinating. You just also know that you're probably not going to survive it. Araman is a villain, but you're right. But I think he's more of the Greek tragedy style villain, Araman. Um, yeah, or usually most of the lieutenants, the ones that are stepped down from the Primarchs, are the best villains. Most of the Primarchs actually just really irritated me. Like you read about them going, you bunch of emo gits, you whiners. Just and I know you're meant to get in there and feel for them for their circumstances and stuff, but really, they literally had the whole world at their universe, galaxy at their fingertips. Yeah. Okay, I think this is dry enough to now attempt. No, it's not. That puddle. There's a puddle. You know what? Stuff the puddle. Hang on. Dab, 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 dab. Puddle is fixed. No puddle. Puddle's gone now. Cool. There, see, Skits? Perfect. Now you can learn something from me. If in doubt, smash it with a stabby brush. There you go. I've always liked the Alpha Legion when it comes to bad guys as well, actually, because they're just like doing their own thing off to the side. You know, they might even be loyal to the Emperor still. No one would know. It'd be an amazing con, too. Okay, so let's go with the other side. Alpha Legion gives you an aneurysm. Well, it's definitely my favorite then. Because if I can pick a bunch of bad guys that actually upset other players, and then we're winning here. Alrighty. Speaking of aneurysms, here we go then. This is going to be a lot of yellow. 3, 2. I'm actually going to get some of my more techie friends to see if they can help me fix my cameras. Because that. Oh, wow, that's yellow. Oh, my goodness. Guys, what have you talked me into? No. Oh, no. That's so yellow. Oh. that's so that's so horrendously yellow. Oh dear. No, I'm not gonna do your silly purple wash. It's a silly idea, Skits. It's silly. This looks horrendous. I think I like it. Look at that. No. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. All right. Oh dear. Howling Griffins. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Maybe these guys saw some Howling Griffins and they went, you know what? That's a great scheme. This is just terrible. I love it. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie me. There's going to be so much tidy up work for this oversplash. Oh well. Let's just commit. You can't even get a special character for this particular vessel yet, but I don't care. This is the... Oh! It is now going to... This is going to be the Aeronautica equivalent of distraction Carnifex. People are going to look at this and go, what? And I'll just make something up like, oh yeah, I gave this a special color scheme because it's never lost. It's always won me the game. I'll really talk it up. Oh dear me. Look at that. That's truly just nasty. That's some just... Wow. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, painting Titans with you guys is going to be fun. Oh, well. See, this is my own fault, really, because I had this idea and then said it out loud in front of you, and that's where we end up. That's what I get for being out creative out loud. Or even just idly speculating out loud. That's what it gets me. Wow. Oh, dear me. There's also something very therapeutic about using big chunky brushes to do base painting on little miniatures. I don't know what it is or why it is, but it feels almost wrong. Sketch, yeah, that's a very good. That's a very good point. The ugly teenage face. If you ever get one of those models though, and all of you who are painters listening in, including people who knit, you ever working away on something and you're in the ugly teenage phase, and you're getting further and further along down the line of the progress, and you're starting to wonder, oh no, this has gone from ugly teenage phase to lazy ugly college phase, and may never graduate out. You know, I've got a couple of models that but even towards the very end phase, I'm going, I don't think this is working. I think this is going to end up having a bath. Now, skits. I don't. Oh, come on, come on. But and then sometimes you get a model that's got so much. Like I'm terrified of that on these things because the look at the detail in this, right? Look at the detail in this horrible bits of model. Cleaning all the detail out of this for repaint would just be a horror show. It's a case of just commit and stay there, I think. I think that's what you just end up having to bite the. Oh, bite. Teeth. Alright, well, what if I did the Orky tooth pattern? Like the Orky tooth zipper strip all the way along, up the middle. So instead of a sloppy smash, sloppy crossover, I do the triangular sawtooth pattern along. I think that might actually not be terrible, and it might be a bit of fun to at least watch, see if I can get it done in the time I have left. And the skits, I believe I believe Cinda was saying, basically she's saying that you're really good at what you do. That's what she's saying. So say thank you. And imposter syndrome, it does strike every now and then when you're wondering if you're actually any good at what you're doing, if everyone's just making things up for you. But, alright, I'm going to let that one dry over there. Yeah, I agree with you, Skits, on that. Okay, so we're going to we'll do the zipper thing. Click, 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 click. But I need to see if my orange idea is going to work first. Well, yeah, okay, while that's drying, I'm going to try some orange on the other side. Now, here's a quick. Oh, that flashing's killing me. Anyway, maybe I'm the only one noticing it. Doesn't matter then. But I'm starting to think that this one may be a multi-paint session. Have to do paint a couple of times. Oh, going okay, huh? Yeah, I'm starting to think that I might have to do multiple painting sessions on this one, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna start with what is known as squig orange. It is it looks better than it does on camera in real life, I promise. It looks more like that than that. Man, this camera is really annoying me tonight. The colorations are off.
Is that
Hey, what are you
the
doing?
colour
Go away. What? No, no,
there? Is that colour?
no. This is that color there. That is this one. No touching the lobster, honey.
Touching the lobster. It's not really poking the stick.
Okay, so let's see. Because if I go and do,
It's like a salmon colour.
It is, you're right, darling. Joanna just said, if you can't hear her, that it looks like salmon colour. And now I can't not see salmon, and I'm fundamentally disappointed in this colour choice. But if I'm using it as a base for other orange, I just have to visualize not salmon, yeah. Thanks for that, sweetie. I'm getting mocked. That's great.
That's alright.
And Skits is yelling at you to touch the lobster. Get out. You're right, it is salmon. That's salmon. It's freaking salmon. Great. It's not a lobster, it's a salmon. I'm now upset. Oh, well, too late now. Can't turn back. Fine.
Just
Come.
add some of the metallic colour and you'll be right.
No, I'll get there. This is more of a test bed.
Is that why one side's darker than the other?
Oh no, we're doing a split colour scheme as well.
Split colour scene.
Why are you interrogating me on live?
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
No, you don't have to be quiet. I'm just curious as you're all shy until right now and you come up and having a chat. Alrighty.
I'm not shy, really.
Okay, good news is, salmon or not, it's actually going on nice and solid. It's going on a nice solid layer. I think. And we've got Flynn. Flynn is here. Hello, Flynn. How we doing? Well, for the late, for Flynn who has decided to join us, I am currently attempting to paint up the one known as the lobster. I've been talked into doing a split color. Um, it's not hard to convince you to do things, but I've been into attempting a split color scheme. And once the yellow is dry enough, which it apparently is because I'm handling it and it hasn't come off. No, don't need the hair dryer tonight. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Jenna. Um, yeah, we're gonna attempt to do a zipper, the red, like the tooth pattern up the middle. And despite my misgivings to the concept, I may end up doing a multiple session paint job on this one because I'm actually really beginning to like this idea. The claw of this particular patterning there. I'm actually becoming kind of fond of that. The idea of the orange. And how are you doing, Flynn? What's happening? Yeah, it's true, Cinder. They do take more time the bigger they are. And I really should know that. That's obvious, isn't it? But at the same time, I want to get it done quick. I want to get it done now.
You can't rush these.
I can rush these things, Joe. I can rush anything. You watch me. I can rush it, and I can make a mess of it, and then I can regret it.
Why is this aircraft called the Lobster?
Because, why is this aircraft called the Lobster, guys? How did we end up calling it the Lobster? And, oh, yeah, sorry, good morning, Flynn. I keep forgetting. Thank you for stopping by. Why did we call this the Lobster? I can't actually recall that anymore. Had something to do with the way it's all got little jaggy bits, I think.
It's got two claws. You just got to make the other.
Yeah, have to do something about the other side. But at the moment, that orange is working. Ish. The orange is kind of working. I'm going to say kind of working.
Salmon.
Yeah, it just looked like a lobster, didn't it? Yes, Cinder just said just because it looked like a lobster somehow. Oh, that's right, the tail. The underside had kind of like a lobstery look, and when it didn't have the wings particularly.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the orange on that side. Very basic base color. Now, zigzagging. All right.
Is that what they've suggested?
This is like a paint by committee at the moment. It's going interesting. No, no, I can't. It won't turn out wrong. I'm brilliant at what I do. Alright, so let's see. If this will translate into something that looks anywhere near okay. Joe. Okay. And Dawn Treader, Flynn. Dawn Treader. That's like from the... I remember Dawn Treader is a part of a title of one of the Narnia books. Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Has it got anything to do with that? Or is it just, Dawn Treader Flynn like is... Dawn Treader is probably actually a very common thing for ships maybe. I don't know. That... Oh, good. Huh. Bonus points to me. Alright, that may not look terrible. I'll sharpen that up a bit now. And we'll go and I'll see... Because if I can sharpen it, I might be able to convince myself that it's a good plan. And where's my very nice little brush? Alright. That's the one with the dude that slowly turns into a dragon, isn't it? Dawn Treader? And the mouse, the warrior mouse. Oh, okay. Reaper Cheap, yes. Eustace, that's right, Eustace and Reaper Cheap. Okay, people, I think I like your idea. Or at least, look at that. That looks better. Having the little jaggies along there tidies it up, makes it look intentional, not just a disaster. What are your thoughts? Yeah, the ziggy zags is going to work nice. Yeah, okay. I think this is a go-ahead. That's a green. That's a green to go on that idea. It's going to require a fair bit of tidy up. That was my coffee. Alright, so I haven't drunk out of my coffee. I haven't drunk out of the paint water, but I did just wash my brush and my coffee. No discernible difference. No discernible difference. I'm not going to kill myself. It's non-toxic paint, I think. Hang on, let me check. Alright, it doesn't say anything about being non-toxic. But doesn't say it's toxic either, so... Okay, so... yeah. Okay, so the zip line is going to be a... of course that's going to get harder towards the back. That's just... okay, that did taste terrible. Cool. Cool. Alright. This could be a little interesting. For some of these areas at the back, they're just basically very hard to tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block yellow, and then I might come from the other direction and cut the red in, maybe. I'll try that. Pretty non-toxic. Not entirely non-toxic, but mostly non-toxic. I asked the panel of experts, darling, and they've all decided that this is safe to drink.
Garbage.
Joanna's official response is garbage. All right? I'd say that I'm going to call that a definite disagreement from her on that point.
I convinced you to give it two signs. So I don't know. I have concern.
You have concerns.
Have issues. I love you, baby.
Do you remember the story about the kid who drank enchanted blue paint? Oh, yes. I think I do remember that. Yeah. I don't think that went so well. I can't remember. Actually, now I can't remember the details of the story. Yes. Yeah. That was horrible. That was actually really, really rough. Looked like he'd eaten a Smurf and then threw it up later. It was rough going. It was a very rough and vibrant colour. Yeah, he threw a little tantrum, drank the paint like some sort of, I don't know, misfit, and then threw up outside the GW store. It was an incredible display of disappointment. Okay, well that didn't work so well at the back there. Ah! Let's just not chuck that everywhere. Try going the other direction. I think because my brain goes left to right real easy. Not so good with the right to left. Left to right, right, whatever. The other way, not so good at. If I remember correctly, actually, the GW employees called the kid's parents and had him removed, and he was not invited back. They probably looked at him and went, "Yep, you are an insurance risk, kid. Goodbye." All right, that's kind of working at the back. That's kind of not working at the same time. Do you hate it when you get a pattern that kind of works and then you get stuck trying to repeat it? It's like when you come up with a great color combo and then you just can't remember how to do it again. Oh, no, no, this is a real story. Yeah, Flynn, this is a real story. It really happened. The kid drank the blue paint and then threw up like a monster afterwards. I don't know why he drank the blue. I think he was having a tantrum and drank. That's right. It was someone else's blue paint. That's right. He had a tantrum and drank this other kid's blue paint and then puked. And then his parents were called. And then he wasn't allowed back in the store. That's right. Okay. Hmm. Something about this just is not working. else does this? They'll suddenly have a great idea for a color scheme or something, and it'll work once, and then like, it just doesn't want to play again, or the pattern doesn't work or something. You gonna get a bed, hun? Okay. Yes, you're right. You're right, Flynn. It is indeed just a bulk standard idiot that did things in public. You off, hun? Alrighty. See you later. Good night. All right, come here. Go on. I'm not kissing you in front of the camera. Go away. Skit says good night.
Good night, fellow friends.
Fellow friend, she says. No, I'm not kissing her on camera, guys. It's not happening. Not happening.
Even after 20 years.
Even after 20 years. It's our 20-year anniversary this year. In fact, this month.
This week.
This week. Yes, this week. So she's put up with me for 20 years after dating me for 4. So I feel I feel very, very lucky, and I'm a big fan of Stockholm Syndrome. So I'll explain that joke later. You weren't meant to hear it, hun. Just kill me off camera later. Oh, thank you, Flynn. Thank you very much. Okay, that's kind of working. It's going to take a little bit more of tidy up, I think. Yes, I met her when I was young and beautiful. So I'm trying to concentrate on painting, and all I can see are these mustache hairs that are sending me absolutely bananas. Ah, it's so annoying. Uh, okay, okay. Oh, that looks a bit better. What do you reckon? I think. See, we got a damaged panel back here. They've actually got paneling up the back here, which is causing a problem because it makes, you know, topographical painting or whatever you want to call it really tricky. But I think that's coming along. I think the teeth stripe. No, I'm not setting my face on fire again. Once in that's the one. That's something I'm not doing twice. Ah, we spell it with a Z because that's a leftover from the old marketing craze that went on at one stage. If you remember correctly, at one stage, to put a S at the end of a word that normally wouldn't have it, or if you abbreviated it, everything got abbreviated to a Z. That's the 80s, mate. That's a leftover from the 80s. And since you were born sometime in the 60s, you should remember this, Skits. And then he died. Well, I don't do it intentionally. Actually, very few people do it intentionally, skits. I think. I hope. Anyway, if my mod could not fire up and have a tantrum, please. Mod arcs up. Everyone's banned. I'm banned. Everyone's banned. Out comes the ban hammer. She's swinging around like a grey knight. I've had some interesting misspellings of my name in the last month, actually. People keep putting the U and the A together at the beginning, so my technically Muari. Oh, Mr. Fish is back and he's brought his hammer. Look out. That's a way to make an entrance back into the conversation, Mr. Fish. Did somebody say hammer? Alrighty. I think the zipper look is working. I think the teethy thing up the guts of it is going to work out well. Oh no, complicated work. Stop. Hammer time. I'm still slightly disappointed that at no stage has that. Oh, you like it, Mr. Fish? Yeah? That's coming along. We think I think it's actually coming along. The lobster is looking lobstery. Actually, it doesn't look anything like a lobster. It's got nothing to do with it looking like a lobster, to be honest. Now it looks, but I'm enjoying it anyway, so that helps. Now, normally I would attempt to finish these offline, but would you like me to continue attempting to paint this guy, the lobster, as an online exclusive? Online it is. All right. May have to. I'm not. I'm not going to try and do the. I might just make a hard line down the underside, and do the zipper line on the top. I'm not going to attempt the zipper thing underneath. That will do my head in straight up. Yep. Oh, I'll paint the lobster only online then. Only as a Twitch stream exclusive. I can see how people want to make this into a career, eh? It is fun. This whole this whole process of doing this online is a lot of fun. Got that backwards. Well, that's because you are special, Mr. Fish. You're one of my you're one of my Twitch friends. I don't have many. We're a small exclusive. I'm going to use Elite Group. Sorry, I just want to hold my breath on this one. Just trying to get those lines correct. That that actually worked first go. Shocking. Okay. Okay. And then I stuffed it. Because that's the way it works. Hey, that was perfect. I better fiddle with it a bit. Oh, nope, now I killed it. And there goes my foot again. Foot's gone to sleep. Pins and needles. Yeah, boy. Oh, cool. Let's not wait for the red to dry. Let's just hit it with straight up yellow. Now I've got a very, really ugly orange up there. Oh well. But that's not looking terrible. See, this little section here, where are we? This, yeah, there we go. See here, see how it wanders off? It seems to wander off script a bit in here. I just don't think there's not a lot I can do about that, just the way that the detail works. It's very, very hard to force that to look as accurate as I would like it to look. Because there's literally a dent, there's a cut. Yeah. But it's looking okay. Although, I think I'm off center for the line up there. Yeah, but pointing things out is also part of this whole Twitch streaming thing, because it's a collaborative effort and we all get to discuss different painting techniques. That's the whole reason for doing this. You know, we all get to chat about it. That's the idea. Ah, I see. That's what you mean, skits. Right, yeah, yes. Alright, that's pretty solid effort. I'm fairly pleased with that. Okay. A little tiny spare grot. I don't have a spare. They didn't come with spares, I don't think. But that would have been very cool. Mr. Fisher suggested I get a tiny little grot and stick him on the top holding a paintbrush. That would be extra. That would be particularly cool. But I don't think I have one of them. Okay, I'm gonna have to put up the Be Right Back screen because I need to go and do something. I wasn't planning on that, so I will be back. And if I take too long, I'll just have to go a little overtime later. So sorry, but back in a minute. Well, probably about 5 minutes or so. Hopefully you're still here when I get back. Alright. Hey guys. Thank you for that. I'm back. Yay me. I owe you all 15 minutes, so I'll roll this over past 11 o'clock tonight. Because, you know, I promised 2 hours. I deliver 2 hours. Let's see, what things did you say? Go for the P. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, the Saturday morning cartoon feel. Hey, that's what I thought when I saw it. I think I'm gonna use that. That looks great. Thank you for the welcome backs as well. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let that one dry properly, and I'll muck about on this one a bit again. I'm thinking there's a lot of little toothy bits, but I think I'm just gonna leave those and pick them up with the really shiny silver highlights. So where's my blue? I'm gonna do a little bit of canopy work. The good old paint and then paint and dab with the finger technique. I always found that, I don't know who showed me that one, but at one stage I was always trying to get it exactly within the lines every time because, you know, that's how you make it neat and tidy. And then someone pointed out, no mate, you just whack it in there and then rub your finger over it, and then that clears it off the raised edges. It's like, alright, and it works. Does anyone else ever get sudden strange hobby urges? Like, all I was doing was I was just cruising through the GW store online when it's actually functional at the moment, and I saw some Dark Angel stuff, and I just couldn't. I just suddenly wanted to paint them. I suddenly wanted to buy some Dark Angel minis to paint, and I've got no idea because I'm not really a big fan of Dark Angel stuff. Just something about them. I suddenly wanted to have a whole robed army of Marines. I wanted my bathrobe Marines all of a sudden. There we go. Oh, you like this one, Mr. Fish? Thank you. I reckon it's coming along quite nicely. Oh, that's why you're knitting. You just got the sudden urge to knit, and look out, knitting time it is. Oh, fair enough. Huh, there we go. Nice and simple. Yeah, the Nurgle stuff. Like you just all of a sudden you get inspired by the look of something. All right, nice blue canopy. All that stuff's largely done. Don't know what to do about those tracks. The tracks are gonna bug me forever. Huh. Got a rear. Yeah, might as well. I'll do the teeths yellow at the back at least. There we go. The toothy glyphs are done. Most of the bits I want done yellow are done up on the top here. Doesn't have to be too tidy. Do a little tiny bit of tidy up there. Alright, I'll hit that with a wash. Alrighty. That is coming along quite nicely. I think I'll hit that with a wash overall now. And just then remember that I've forgotten to do something at some stage. Then I have to come back to it anyway. is that. Yeah. Good old black wash. Yay, null and oil. Perfect for orcs. A bit harsh on many other. Bit too harsh for many other things, but perfect for the orcs. Because it's meant to be grotty and dirty and not super clean anyway. So what would be the hobby project that, let's just say if you could afford it, the one that you can't do because you can't afford it right now, but you would if you could? What would that project be, people? Me? I would love to get my hand, see if I could find a Burning Prospero or one of those 30k sets and do them all up. Yeah, sit down, spend some time coming up with a brand new color scheme and do up a full-on 30k armor force. I'd love to do that. That'd make me very happy. The closest I'm probably going to be able to get is to go and pick myself up some Custodes and some Sisters of Silence or something. And do the... Oh, let's move the lobster back and not get him covered in flick back. Or spray from this thing. That's what I'd love to. Oh, the new Keeper of Secrets. That's the Sanishi one, yeah? Yeah, that's cool. Long Cat from Age of Sigma? Oh, that thing. Yes, yes. A dozen long cats. That'd be kind of cool. How about Var and Flynn if you're still with us? And Mr. Fish. Money's not the objective. Money isn't a hindrance. Just what you want. And what would you grab just to paint them up? The ultimate wish list. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I can't afford it, but gee, I'd love to models. See, part of me also wants to do a really cool, do up a massive, for some reason, Blood Angels, don't know why, Primaris group. I just can't, I don't know why specifically Blood Angels. I think it's because I just like red. Rowboat Gulliman. Yes, that is a wicked looking model. Actually, one of the guys down at Games Workshop was whinging that he's got Mortarion or whatever, the Death Guard Primarch, and all its over the top, incredibly OP looking glory, and keeps complaining that in every game he takes on his mate, Rowboat smashes him every single time. I just find it really funny. As a loyalist, I approve. Oh, thank you, Mr. Fish. Now this one didn't get a name. This one didn't get a name. The lobster got a name, obviously, and the lobster's getting very, very fabulous as he goes along there. Now I've got a few bits at the back I've got to hit the wash with, but everything's sticky now, and I can't actually pick it up to work on. So I just chase it with me brush as it turns around the table. Stay once. Nope. Okay, we'll do it that way. All right. Nah, that's silly. I'm giving up on that. I'm just gonna shuffle it over here, but that's looking pretty good. That's coming along quite nicely, I think. Oh, sneezing coming, I think. Hmm? Maybe? Nothing, okay. Alright. We'll just move him over here so I don't knock him anymore. Oh, just sit still. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's going to look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. That's coming along nice. Now back to this bugger. Okay, so orange on that side doesn't look terrible. I think that looks alright-ish. You know, I'm going to have to get in there and dirty up some bits. That'll be for next paint session. Alright, let's try the orange on this side, people. Let's disappoint myself and everyone else. Okay. Now I've got an unspent sneeze just sitting in my nose, waiting to launch at any second. It's really annoying. Anyway. Alright. That isn't too bad, I suppose. I've just remembered why this keeps reminding me of an orangutan. This used to be known as Jaquero orange. Then they changed the name. Or I'm really wrong and there's still Jaquero orange out there. Either way, ever since I took this paint out, I kept thinking orangutan, orangutan, orangutan. Which was, you know, starting to make me a little worried about myself there, to be quite honest. Okay. Sorry if I keep pausing and I've stopped talking a lot at the moment. My stomach is having quite the complaint at me right now, so I'm just every now and then it's like, yeah, focus. Sorry about that. Sometimes brains just make those associations. Yes, that's like alright, Scotch, the alcohol, obviously. Whenever I drink that, I think M&Ms. I think of peanut M&Ms every time I drink Scotch, which is very dangerous because I love peanut M&Ms and I could eat them forever. So, as a result, I be very careful with Scotch because M&Ms is like you always want more, right? Well, I try not to drink Scotch like I eat M&Ms because that would be very bad, very quickly. Yeah, see, peanut M&Ms are amazing. Cookies are good too. All right, that's not looking terrible. It's starting to come together actually. Starting to come together. There's a question for you all actually. Should I get some music to start playing? Should I try to figure out how to play music on my channel? And if I did, would anyone be upset if I just played jazz in the background? I try to find some interesting jazz, not necessarily just, you know, hold music jazz. But I do find it to be a lovely neutral sound. Yes, I do need royalty free. That's a tricky bit. I was thinking either Spotify or... Well, there's a whole bunch of... I don't know how royalty free they are. But there's a whole bunch of like long playlists on YouTube. All right. Oh, I'll go double check all those requirements. Thank you, Mr. Fish, the voice of reason and common sense, which is desperately needed on this channel. I think using the orange highlights is going to work. I also think this model is going to take forever to paint, but that's okay. What do you reckon? This is going to look very primary, very simplistic until I get to hit it with a wash. And that's going to bug me for a while, but I'll just have to live with that because I want this to look good. I'm really happy with my fine detail work tonight. Whilst it's a little, again, primitive, I haven't had to go back and do too much correction up, touch-up paint jobs, which is a nice feeling because quite often you just get sloppy and slap it on and then you got to go back and do all the tidy up, but I haven't had much tidy up to do, which is novel. I'm enjoying that. Okay. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. That orange is, I think that orange is going to work. It's such a dark orange. It's almost a brown. It's not, but not by much. You know, it's almost a clay. A little bit darker, and you could probably call this terracotta. Yeah. The bit that you're going to have fun watching me get really mad at is probably when I have to come back and paint all the metal bits. Because that is going to get very untidy. Because then you got a lot of spillover and muck, and you got to go back and fix it, and then it doesn't work, and whingy Murray. Shocking, I'm sure, that I'd whinge. I mean, there we go. Sorry for the breath holding again. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't stuff that up too much. Man, doing this on camera really makes you concentrate. I don't think I've ever concentrated this much for painting something, ever. As a result, my accuracy is way up. Super improved accuracy at this point. Now, oh, that sneeze is just sitting here and it's giving me a runny nose now, so that's fantastic. Oh, thank you, Mr. Fish. I'm going to go over to that little link. I'll open it later because I don't want to lose track of what I'm doing now. But thank you for that. I will double, triple check myself when it comes to that aspect before I engage. Yeah, those ideas. Brilliant, mate. Thank you very much, sir. Alright. How are we doing for time? Not too bad. Like I said, I've gone over the 11 o'clock mark, but I owe y'all about another 15 minutes, or until 1:15, because just painted over the top of my zigzag. Do I care? I'll figure it out in a second. Actually, no, I don't care because I want to have all the orange up here. That's what I'll get. I'll get the incredible soundtrack. No, bad plan, Murray. that we just talked about royalty free. Let's go and pinch from Disney. I should last about 15 minutes tops. Get royalty free. Oh, I'll get Pixar music. Oi. Not the sharpest. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Alrighty. I'm thinking that that doesn't look terrible. And I think I've done pretty good for 2 hours. 2 hours work has got me all this and the other one. I'm rather pleased. Now since these bigger models are taking longer to paint, I think I will be doing 1 week. I'll be building something, and the next week I'll come back to painting something. And what I might be doing is painting, like constantly painting the lobster, and also chucking paint on at least one of whatever model I made the week before. So I've got maybe. We'll see how we go. See how we go with that plan. Because I like to have things a little consistent, but I also don't want to bore my audience. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, team, I'm thinking that for such a slapdash idea that came out of nowhere isn't looking terrible. It's looking very orky. It's looking very mismatched. I think I think the flyboy in here is probably taking a bit of flak damage to his brain at some stage for this color scheme, but I'm rather pleased with that. Of course, once I get it to the tidy point, I can then hit it with the wash, and it's going to pull all the beautiful details out, and it's going to look like 10 million times better. But I gotta be patient. Gotta do all the details right. No point in speeding this one. I should show you what I ended up doing with that fighter bomber. The one that you talked me putting flames into at some stage. And I made a bit of a mess there. That's my first very definite splash. I have to go and tidy up, but that's okay. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Oh, yes, Flynn. Yeah, that thought came up before. Since it's half red, it's just going to be doing laps. Unless all the boys run to the other side and even it out, on the inside. So you're just going to have to, they're probably going to have to install counterweights on the inside of the plane just to keep it going in the direction they want it to. A lot of very busy little grots running around with sandbags. Okay. That is not a complete disaster. I'm rather pleased. How much longer? I've got 8 minutes. Alright, well That, my friends, is 2 hours worth of painting. One is a mostly. I'll just pick it up, stuff it. Sticky. All right, we'll do it like that. Anyway, that is a mostly completed and then washed Eavy Bomber full of lots of shiny metal and heavy stuff, and that's going to look very nice on the table. I'm going to do this with a dry brush later when I'm, off screen, and I'll finish this one all up, hopefully to show off to you next time. Ugh. This one is going to be the ongoing. Sorry, didn't mean to shout. This one is going to be the ongoing project for my Twitch stream. Okay, this will be the continuing threat, so to speak. And I'll keep working on that. But next week, I'll show you what we're doing next week. Next Monday, I'm going to be building grot bombers. They are. Look at that. Cannons on the front. That is a lot of firepower. And they're great big chunky bombs. Alright. And always with a price. Let's not show everyone how broke I am. It's a terrible idea. Yes, Skits, the continuing saga of the Sky Lobster. But this is the Orky Bomber, and as you can, I wish they would stop flickering. But as you can see, the Orky Bomber comes with little tiny bombs, and they come with their own flight stands because there's little grots sitting in the bombs, kamikazing them. So that's next week's build project. Next week I'm going to do these, and I'm going to put this together. Hopefully, I'll probably get them done in 2 hours. And with the leftover time, I'll come back and do some more pointing. Sound like I've been having pints. Come back and do some more painting on the Sky Lobster. So yeah, there we go. That's next week. And then other stuff. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. It's been great chatting with you. It's been great fun painting. And thank you again for your ideas. Whilst I may have come up with some of the ideas, this is generally most of your input encouraging me to do silly things. So thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for joining. I hope that you've had a very good weekend. I hope that your week has started well. And I hope that you have a most excellent week ahead of you. That you get some time for some hobbies, and you get some time to watch movies and hang out with friends and family. And thank you. Yes, my pleasure, everybody. And yeah, take care, and everyone have a great week. I'll catch you later.